Hey, what's up guys? It's G here, and in the last video we talked about measuring a few things. So if you see over here from the very edge of this composition to the start of the body text, you can see this negative space, and this negative space is roughly the same from all the way to the top to the bottom, and we want to reflect this space as close as we can in the live version of the email. So in order to do this, we need to use the measuring tools that's available in Photoshop. And we're going to do just that by clicking on the ruler, and we can open the ruler by the shortcut key Control R. I already had it open, so I'm going to reopen it again right now, and click drag, and what you see over here, this is called a guide, and we're going to use the guide to pinpoint where that transparent line would be, and we can see it a little bit better now that we have this line. Let's drag it a little bit more over here. Okay, so that's roughly on the line where everything starts, and if we go all the way to the top, we can see that it's between the 20 and the 40 mark, which is, you guessed it, the 30. And so this is roughly 30 pixels wide. And if we go to the other side, at first glance it seems like this transparent line would start somewhere around here, right? Well, if we take a closer look at this text box, we could do that by control clicking it on the PC, or just by double clicking over here. We can see that the text box actually spans out all the way to over here. So if we once again drag our guide and bring it over here, we can see that it's roughly at the 570 mark, which is also 30 pixels from the right. So we have 30 pixels on the left, and we have 30 pixels on the right. So we want to make sure that we note that for future reference. And you can also measure things vertically if you want to. However, I don't always do that because I find it's a little bit easier for me just to eye the distance, but it's not a bad habit if you do this. Because, well, if you want to be precise, then this is the only way to really make sure. But then, I've been doing this for a while, so I can kind of guesstimate how big the distance is, but I really want to make sure that this part is correct, just so that just because there's more things that's dependent on the horizontal transparent lines, because if maybe this line, I said, oh, maybe it looks like it starts at the 50 mark and I started from over here, that's going to drastically affect the composition. And that's not to say that you can't make that same mistake vertically, but then I find it's a little bit easier just to cope with it vertically by just looking at it. But then I'm going to leave that up to you, but I'm going to move forward, and in the next video, now that we have our guides, we're going to talk about slicing in greater detail. So I'll see you then.